Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. I got something nice for you today. Let's go. Rightism 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons and you tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission. Yep, that's what I'm on. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission, that's what I'm on, is to get all right thinkers to know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal should be to know thyself. See where we're going with this? So let's rock. I asked the question, do you know you? A person who knows, excuse me, it's rhetorical, but if you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. Help you to know you. A person who knows not, who knows not that they know not, is foolish. Disregard them. A lot of that going on. A person who knows not and knows that they know not. It's simple. You can teach them. That's why I do what I do. For you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not, and it's obvious, and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. That's what I do for you. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself, and always to my yacht, be true. I'm back in the book. Got a nice little lesson for you coming up. Title is Right Thinkers. Let's talk about the three states of consciousness. And what they try to get you to understand is all these is metaphors for things that's going on inside of you. You call them God and goddesses, another rule, but they're all aspects of your personality. The idea is to master them by what? Learning them, understanding, emulating them, and becoming them within yourself. That's how you know thyself. So this is a lesson about the three states of consciousness. You got dull, you got distracted, and then you got lucid. Lucid, I gave a lesson about that one. We're going to talk about all three of them right quick. Let me give you a quick lesson about it. And it's really based on a religious aspect of practicing what you learn. Let's go. So the I is the metaphor that we use to get this lesson across. And so the I coming into the physical form of the lynx or lioness is a symbol of human existence. Again, the spirit had to get a physical body. That's what it said. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. But it's all based on the mentality of every individual. That's what your free will is. You got a computer, best made machine known to man. You just don't have the instructions. My job as a sage and a master of myself to show you how to use it so you can master yourself. That's it. That's all I got. So let's go. So the I come into existence like spirit comes to human form. Okay, now let's go. And it represents the human soul. See where we're going with this? So in the same way that the I is the ray, or projection from the spiritual being, supreme being of Ra, the supreme being. Sorry about that. But it's the human soul is a ray or a projection of the supreme being. We are spiritual, projected in human form, so we can have what? The experience. Thus, the plight of the I is a parable again, which what? Which the sages of ancient Egypt composed. Why? In order to explain human existence and to what? Import the knowledge of what? Spiritual enlightenment for what? All spiritual aspirants. For those who aspire to want it. I'm just here to give information, knowledge of self. Those who want it, this you can find me. Simple as that. Moving on. Now, in this context, it is similar in most respects to other initiatic scripture. Every culture and every people have scripture guidelines, biblical books, whatever, especially those from India. They used the Upanishads. They had a book called the Bhagavad Gita and the Yoga Vasistra. Those are books for the culture, teach them about their gods and their history. Simple, okay? And the teachings, again, that's what they are. Metaphors, mythological stories. They are given through three main characters. In this story, we have what? These are Ra, Het Haru, and Tahuti. Ra being supreme. Het Haru is the female aspect, the female spiritual part of your soul. And Tahuti, which is the mind. Okay, this is all inside you. Okay, now, and what happens? It displays three distinct states of consciousness throughout the myth. Hear that? Three distinct consciousness levels throughout the myth. In so doing, the myth outlines what? The three important states of religion. Watch this. And religious practice in a highly artistic and entertaining manner. Again, good story, good concepts. And if you follow it through, you'll get the meaning. That's the purpose of religion. I understand that. This is why I keep trying to tell you, I know it works, but watch this. But true religious practice is the problem with most religious followers. They don't truly practice the religion. Okay? The true religious practice is made how? Up of three stages. I keep telling you, we talked about this before, for spiritual practice. What's that? As I previously discussed, therefore, it requires three stages of what? Teaching or initiatic education. Every level has a different meaning, purpose, and understanding. So you have to learn each one as you go. The first stage, like Masonic order, you come in ignorant. We give you a little bit, show that you got that there, we get a little more. And when you get the last bit, you should be ready to handle your business as yourself, aka Master Mason. So in religion, you want to have what they call the mystical experience. That's your awakening. That's your spiritual enlightenment. That's what we call nihas. Watch this. It's always been there. It's still going to be there. It's just a question of how you understand it, interpret it, and put the work in to make it for yourself. The first stage is composed of events of the myth. Y'all like the Christian, y'all love the Christ story. Okay, whatever. But it's a symbolical meaning behind the myth. What he happened? Oh, we ain't dealing with that. We just talking about the teachings. I ain't got time for that. So, and what happens in the first part of the story? This story and the myth includes what? Events of said story and the characters and or deities within said story, and understanding there's a plot and a basic theme within all stories. Right there. Everybody have one, and it's a reason, it's symbolic meaning behind it. That's the whole purpose of esoteric messaging, understanding the hidden meaning. There is hidden meanings in pretty much everything. That's symbology. I gave that lesson. But the second stage, again, now, understand the first. You ain't getting to second till you show me what suitable proficiency in the first, meaning you got the understanding of what we're trying to get you to understand before we go any further. Sorry about that. As a teacher, I was strict about that. And the second stage is what? The ritual. Everybody loves rituals. Everybody loves it's symbolic. And it's to keep you understanding what it really means, and that's fine. That's the esoteric part about the myth. You need to understand what the ritual means. Rituals include what? Observances, ceremonies, and ancient customs, etc. Traditions. Understand that whatever it be, Judaism, Muslim, Islam, or Christian, it's all the same thing to get you to God. So I don't have no problem with none of them or no people who practice them. reality. The whole idea is to get reality and understanding of the myth. So now, by doing that and practicing that, what happened? The third level of religion is what they call the mystical experience, self-mastery, Master Mason. See where we're going with this? But a lot of us fall short of that aspect. Why? They don't put the work in, they don't get the understanding, and they don't get the mental capacity to really get the concept. So they walk around claiming, and what happens? This is what happens. And you don't meet the mystical experience, and what happens? The third level is what? The true objective of all religious practice. Same thing with right thing philosophy. My goal is to get you to know yourself with teachings, concepts, and philosophy that you can practice and manifest again for yourself. Religion does the same thing. I go to church every week. Now, without this, without that concept, this stage, the third stage in religion, what happens? It becomes dry. I mean, it ain't going nowhere. It's just there, stagnant and ineffective. If you're practicing a religion, it don't make a difference, and you're not progressing. Moving on, I'll leave that there. So when people only, and this is the problem right here, when people only practice the ego, I mean the first and the second levels of religion, then the practice often becomes, you ready for this? It becomes personal, and that's egotistical views and aspects, as well as dogmatic. All you want to do is read scripture and quote scripture without understanding what it means, and very subjective. When anything that goes against what your beliefs in the fine says is wrong. No, it's just different. Simple as that. Understand that, then you won't be so subjective. It's okay to be objective. I'm very objective. Why? I would listen and take in whatever philosophy you set forth. And I got enough discernment and the wherewithal within myself, because I know said self. I don't have a problem with you brainwashing me, or tricking me, and fooling me into some nonsense. So that's the difference. So, and this is the breeding ground for what? For conflict, constant conflict between religions. Everybody, if we're both serving God, I'm a God servant. And if you're opposed to me, what you doing? I'm serving God. If we're fighting over serving God, we ain't serving the same God. So that's my concept, and that's why I fellowship with like-minded people. Simple. And when you have conflict in the religion because of what? That problem. 2 degrees of myth and rituals, they think they got something. No, you haven't made your experience with God. The whole point of religion is to get you to God, to link you back to God, your essence of who you are. Come on, man. I don't got time for that. But I gave that lesson so many times. Now I'm trying to show you, you have to live it. All that jibber jabber, no, live it. Be about it. Like my man said, don't think about it, be about it. And when religions, as well as most people, the conflicts in religions are caused by what? Misunderstanding about what true religious practice is all about. Ding, 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 right there. And I got a problem with those people. Those people, not religious people, no. With the ignorant misunderstanding of said religious people who try to invoke their concepts and their views on you. I don't need that. I don't do that. I come here to teach a concept of philosophy. But I'll always listen to whatever you follow, whatever your thing's about. Simple. But respectfully, okay? I ain't lied about nothing. So my whole point is I've always been real. Okay? Even if you didn't like it or understand it, doesn't change me being real. I got one more part here for you. I'm trying to slip this in. I'm looking at the clock. All right. This is called the mystical experience. How about that? This is what you get if you practice a religion or a philosophy the way it's done and you experience it. Why? Because you live in it and you're manifesting for yourself. So you don't have to take my word for it. Again, in the beginning, we're going to use head Hadou, is one with God, with Ra, okay? We all are. We just don't know it. And she, watch this. This is the story of us. Put yourself in her position, see if you can comprehend this concept. And she experiences what? Awareness of her essential nature as being united with the Supreme. Again, this is the mystical experience. I want to drop the pen right there because I'm putting my my boy, your boy. Yeah, we got the mystic. No, but the goal is to reach that level within yourself. And the mystical experience is what? Is the true state of being. Knowing thyself is the mystical experience. Why? You know now you and God, you on the right page. You in the right place. That's how. And once you start living, because you get spiritual enlightenment, don't mean your life is going to change like some magic in the movie. Oh, all of a sudden everything's just working out. All of a sudden, no, you still got to live like everybody else, 24 hours in a day and take care of your business. So, but being an enlightened being, you can walk, talk, act, and be your best. That's all you got. That's it. I'm getting nope. That's it. But what you get is when this body run out, when this illusion is over for you, that's the benefit. That's the concept. Moving on. And every religion tells you that. So it ain't just me. No, that's the concept. I just have a philosophy instead of religion. And it represents what? A fullness. A fullness and awareness of what? Your spiritual self. Who am I? What? That's what is answering. As well as an awareness to what? Of your unity of everything in creation. You're one with everything. It's got to be experienced. It's hard to explain. So they tell you, oh, God's inscrutable. Yeah, I mean, you can't explain it, but you can tell of your blessings. You can get your philosophy, your concepts, and your experiences. But what the truth is, your experience. That's all that counts. Sorry. If you had a God experience, you should not have to worry about somebody telling you about God, somebody trying to lead you to God. No, you should know for yourself. And after that, it's on you. I'm just giving you the story to get there. Once you get there, no longer for me. Why? I got to let you go. Why? You got where you need to be. You don't need me no more. So this is the true state of human consciousness. Becoming God conscious, heart-mind coherence. This state of consciousness is characterized by what? All pervasiveness, infinite expansion, infinite freedom, infinite awareness, and infinite hotep, aka peace. We know it as bliss. But just being comfortable in your skin is the best position to be in life. Why? Don't nothing else matter. In Indian mysticism, what's this? The states of consciousness is called gunas, or modes of expression in which what? In which consciousness of God expresses itself for you, within you. You ain't got to get that outside. They knew that, and they are so in tune with themselves. So they are different people. Ignorant people hurt people, kill people. Spiritually enlightened people don't do that. But when you got a bunch of ignorant people and very few spiritual enlightened people, they're going to be the majority and it's not going to look good for those spiritual people. So the concept is to become spiritually people as a community, as a unit, and you'll see the difference. Then it'll pay out for everybody. Old school, police your neighborhood. I went to a cookout last week. Didn't need no cops. Why? They did their own thing. I love that. That's what we need more of. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. We can stop the nonsense if we decide to do it. We the one doing the nonsense. How about that? Moving on. Now, in ancient Egyptian, wisdom was one of the most important things to have. And it is recognized that where there are mixed personalities in the world, just talking about ignorant people, and even among aspirants, fake, phony people, who act, right we go, righteously, sometimes. Okay, you know about them. I tell you about them people. Watch this. You are righteous sometimes, and at others, not so much. But they explain in the understanding gained from what? The myth that they learned of Haru and Tahuti, but of the three forms of human personality. This is the first one. Beg, lucid. That means to be bright, to see. Whoa. Okay. Now you got, remember I said about Nihas? This is Nihesh. This is Nehsshsh. It means agitated, disturbed, bothered, distracted mind. Know a lot of them? Okay. Those are the ones who don't know, but believe they know and try to give everybody advice about everything, but instead of taking it themselves, we all know some of them. And if you don't, again, I tell you, if you don't know somebody like that, it's you. But Again, that's the next level. And then it got my ab. That means dull, dense, ignorant, dull of heart. Most people who are ignorant of themselves, they fall into that category. And because they have no compassion, no empathy for nobody, nothing but themselves, that's the egoistic part about them that shuts their feelings for anybody other than themselves down. So they can't become better people. And then you got the lucid personality, which is content and well adjusted. Again, as a seeker of what? Higher culture, aspirations, and experience of what? Your inner peace and becoming spiritually uplifted from the inside. When you're working on you, that's what you're doing. But it's all mental. So you got to put some study time in. You had to put some meditation time in. You had to put some you time into you. The agitated personality. A lot of people walk around with childhood issues, all kind of psychological points, and they go through life with an agitated personality, and they constantly swinging what? From peaceful to non-peaceful. When things are good, they're peaceful. When things get bad, they go to what they know, non-peaceful, okay? Physical, thoughts and actions, seeking for what? Fulfillment, and sometimes even finding it temporarily and thinking it's happiness. And when that what wears off, oh, here we go. That need to what? Search again. Like the dopamine, you want more. If it make you feel good, yeah, give me more of that. Give me more of that. Not always good. Remember, Mayat means balance. Understanding too much of anything ain't good, be it good or bad. We did that lesson too. But when you in search of something, this search always leaves them what? Elated and other times depressed. When it works out for them, when it feels good, that's elation. That's the serpent. That's the roller coaster ride. And they live that and don't have a clue. And they do it over and over and over. And sometimes, watch this, there are lucid glimpses. Every now and then they get a little nudge in the right direction of the higher perspective in their life. And then what? They shut it off. Why? Because of their ignorance. They don't know. So they don't, I wonder what that was. When you get that chill, when you get them goosebumps, that's your spirit trying to talk to you. And watch this, because of your ignorance, due to what? Your desires of the flesh, that causes your mental distraction. You ain't thinking, you want what you want. And when you're getting it, you're happy. Yeah. When you ain't, man, I had a dry spell, man. I need all that nonsense. Those are all egoistic self-pleasure concepts that a lot of people and most young men live on. And your mental distractions, because of your passions, that's what cloud your intellect. Thinking with that head, it's not this head. Remember, fellas, yeah, we laugh, we joke, but that is so true. Okay, if you think with that one, you ain't thinking at all. That's the mindset. No intellect. This is the intellect. That's pleasure. Okay, higher self, lower self. Really easy to figure out. But now you got the dull personality. And that's incapable. When you're dull, you are incapable of even envisioning your higher perspective self. You are down in yourself. Positive thinking helps that out. But if you're a depressed person, you thinking less of yourself. Why? It seeks to what? For what is based on degrading as it is. The intellect in such a person is what? Is atrophied, meaning it's closed up like the third eye. It ain't even in play here. But in a higher, more advanced sense, there are only two groups of nihastu, spiritually awakened person, and then you got the nishash, the ignorant person who thinks early about what themselves and worldly things. That's the difference, and that's the three phases of the consciousness that you have to, every person have to conquer for themselves. My job to get it to you, break it down for you, hope you understand it, and now you implement it and you benefit from that. That's what teaching does. That's what I think of philosophy. That's the lesson. I'm out, so I'll be back because in closing, right thinkers, may y'all let it be 100 and me 100 minus a day. So I never know that right thinker like you